Isabel Barrette-Ng, and I'm a senior instructor in the Department of Biological Sciences in the Faculty of Science at the University of Calgary. In terms of my academic history, so I did a bachelor's degree at Queen's University in biochemistry. I then went to the University of Montreal where I completed a master's degree in biochemistry bioinformatics. And then I moved to the University of Alberta where I completed a Ph.D. in structural biology. So my teaching focuses mostly on second year courses. So I teach Introduction or Principles of Genetics, which is Biology 311. And this is where we survey both Mendelian genetics, but also more molecular genetics. So we have a lot of fun with the labs as well. You actually get to extract your own DNA from your cheek cells and test where you're from. I also teach a cell biology course, so Biology 331. So this is where we examine how different parts of the cell work together to allow cells to be able to complete all the wonderful things that they do, their different functions. I also sometimes teach and used to teach quite a bit Introduction to Biochemistry, so Biochemistry 393. And this is where we look more at the molecular level, what happens in the cell, what allows life to happen, so essentially the chemistry of life. I've also started to teach a new course for non-major students, Biology 205, where we study essentially pseudoscience in biology and how to detect them. So it's a lot of fun to be able to see what you can find out on the web and how you can debunk it. So I became a prof because I really love to teach. I remember as a grad student just loving being able to be a TA and just sharing my excitement for discovering things, for finding things out, for asking questions with students. So being able to be a prof allows me to do that every single day, and that's really what got me hooked, is really looking at being a TA in grad school. So my dream job is actually being a prof. I love doing what I do. I look forward to coming in every day and just being able to be with these students that we have here at the University of Calgary. We have great students, they're enthusiastic, they're excited to learn, and it's just really nice to see the types of questions they have, which changes every year. So it really is my dream job. To me, one of my biggest academic accomplishments has really been being able to teach and find new ways to engage learners. So looking at flipped learning is one of the strategies I use in my classrooms. So finding out that it's really helped our students learn more deeply, achieve more success in the course is something I'm really proud of. I'm really quite humbled to have been recognized for that by getting a 3M National Teaching Award this year. So I would say that's probably one of my biggest academic accomplishments. So thinking about the kind of undergrad student I was, I think I'd probably characterize myself as a pretty shy student. I was coming from a really small town, but I was really excited to go away for university. I was trying to balance schoolwork with different part-time jobs, but I was really excited. To me, I saw my undergrad degree as a huge opportunity to learn, but also to get exposed to different things I hadn't learned about or heard about before. So I really enjoyed my undergrad degree. So I think one thing I don't like students doing is maybe not believing in themselves enough, in their own capabilities, having trust in their strengths. And to me, that's one of the things I've really learned going through my undergraduate career, is really learning to trust your own abilities, because that's going to open doors to different opportunities and allow you to see the world differently and maybe challenge your beliefs and question what you want to do and where you want to go. And I think having that sense of self-confidence, but having a lot of belief in your abilities really is key to taking those big leaps and getting you to your end goals. So when I'm not sciencing, in the spring, summer, definitely is I'm in my garden. I love to garden. As many hours as I can possibly spend in there, I will do. The other thing I really love to do is bake. I bake pretty much any kind of dessert you can imagine. I love it. It's really relaxing for me. And the last thing I would do is I'm probably reading. I love to read. So those tend to be the three things that I do when I'm not sciencing. I think my hidden talent probably goes back to baking. I love to bake. I started learning from my mom when I was a kid. She used to make wedding cakes, so I learned how to make that, and I've made a few for a couple of friends, so that I would probably say is my hidden talent. So the craziest thing I've ever done probably has to be the job I had after my high school finished. I was hired to study the spread of purple loosestrife in a swamp in Ontario. Now, bearing that I am not very much of an outdoors person in terms of camping and things like that, so I spent every day for 2 months in a swamp where the water was about 4 feet deep. So we would essentially wade through the water in the swamp, finding these patches of purple loosestrife and measuring them. So we encountered bumblebee nests that we stepped on, all sorts of crazy adventures and water snakes. So that was probably the craziest thing I've ever done. So I think my biggest fear would probably be heights. I am afraid of heights. Don't like being up high on things, so that's probably what I would say. So I've got 4 cats. This is my 7-year-old black cat called Maya. I've got an 18-year-old orange cat called Caramel, and this is our 14-year-old cat called Grisette. We also have a new kitten. She's 10 months old, and she's a Siamese cat called Magnolia. So my favorite movie is probably gonna have to be any of the Harry Potter movies. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so anything that relates to that I love watching. So my favorite junk food has got to be movie theater popcorn, but the popcorn you get at the movie theaters, that has to be the top one for me. So 3 things I can't live without. Probably the first one would be chocolate, and then a good book and my cats. I really like to have them around. How much sleep I get probably 6 to 7 hours every night on average would be the amount. So the top thing I'd like my students to get away or to take away from my classes are knowing that they are very capable of going out there and making a difference, knowing how to seek out information, answer questions, ask questions, judge the validity of information. Those are the things that to me are most important in helping them get to their goals and be successful. So advice for students wanting to go into research is to really not be afraid to approach profs. And I know it can be a bit scary to approach them or send them that email asking if they have positions in their lab, but that's really what you want to do, is take that first step and look at what they're doing. Is that kind of matching up with what you're interested in? And sending that email out, profs want to talk with you about their research and see how they can get you involved. And not to give up. Sometimes we may not get the answer we're looking for or hoping for, but knowing that we will find that position at some point. It's just looking at the different opportunities and trying things out, not being afraid, and just keep going, keep asking questions until you find what you're looking for.
Science joke?
Oh, science joke. That's a good question. I can't think of one off the top of my head, sorry. Gosh. There's a good cat chemistry one. Can Google. Let's see. I am not good at thinking these up off the top of my head. Okay. So here's my chemistry joke. So I told, I forgot it. Sorry. Okay. So here's my chemistry joke. I told a okay. I told a chemistry joke. Okay, so this is my science joke. I told a chemistry joke and there was no reaction.